Frog has a message for every other YouTuber on this platform. Give up. Gerald is not the type of frog to call other people out. He mostly kind of keeps to himself. He stays quiet. He stays calm. Gerald really is a thinker more than anything else. But this morning, he kind of went on a bit of a tirade. This morning when I turned on Gerald's light and I said good morning to him, I was like, good morning, Gerald. And he was kind of going on this rant about how, yes, it is a good morning because every morning is a gift and a gift is a present. And so it's important to remember that. Okay. Like these are the kind of things that Gerald usually has to say throughout a day. Not very interesting, but well, I don't know, kind of just peaceful, normal. I don't know. He has like stoner thoughts. That's basically what Gerald is. He has stoner thoughts. And that's why what happened today was so interesting. I told him after he gave me that little blurb, I was like, oh, by the way, the last 4 videos on this YouTube channel have totaled for about 2,000 views. Okay, Gerald's also typically a pretty humble frog. He's not looking to brag. He's not looking to put other people down. But when I told that to him, I think he kind of got the fame bug a little bit. I don't know. I think he started to feel powerful. It's easy. When you got a lot of people watching you, it's easy to feel powerful. And that hit him. That hit him hard. And so I'm going to deliver a tirade. I'm going to deliver a message that Gerald has to other YouTubers. By the end of this rant, or during it, I'm probably going to get kind of loud. Probably going to sound kind of mean. I'm going to get aggressive in this video. And I'm just saying it up front. Please understand, that's not me yelling. That's not me feeling angry or upset. That is simply Gerald. I'm simply basically just repeating Gerald's message. So I don't really care. I don't know. I like YouTubers, I guess. But Gerald has some things to say to every other YouTuber on this platform. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and deliver that message. We already said up front, I had Gerald with me, that you should all give up. Why? Gerald kind of was talking about how there are no other YouTubers like him. You cannot keep up with Gerald. Every other YouTuber on this platform, you watch a YouTube video, they all have their tips and tricks to make a good YouTube video. Everybody has their formula. What is the formula for a good YouTube video, right? It's different. You got to have a good hook. You got to do this or that. You got to have good jump cuts. There's this theory where you got to open up a loop where you got to make the viewer ask a question, and then you got to close the loop at the end of the video. There are all of these different YouTube strategies that people have while they are trying to craft their perfect video. All other YouTubers have their formulas. Gerald said, I am the formula. I am the formula. I am the YouTube video. You put me on screen and people watch. It is that simple. Name one other YouTuber. Name one other YouTuber on this platform where simply their presence makes people click. You clicked on this video because you saw it was about my frog. That's why you clicked on the video. All these other YouTubers, that's another thing. That's one thing that Gerald was talking about. All these other YouTubers, you guys just spend hours and hours of your precious lives thinking about your YouTube thumbnails. That's what you spend you have one life. And you spend it thinking about YouTube thumbnails. How do I make this 1920 by 1080 image so compelling that everybody yearns for the video, that every single human being clicks on it? How do I piece the text and the face that's smiling and the other text and then the object and then the red circle? How do I get people to click on the video? That is what normal YouTubers obsess with, not Gerald. Do you think about clicks? Gerald thinks about crickets. That was kind of the key message of Gerald's rant. If Gerald is in the thumbnail of a video, people are going to click. That is the thumbnail. The thumbnail is Gerald is there. Gerald exists in the thumbnail, people will click on the video. There is no thinking. There is no dedication. There is no effort. Being a YouTuber for Gerald is so dang effortless. Partly because I will say this, too, is he was giving this rant about how he's the best YouTuber, even though I'm the one who's doing all the heavy lifting. I'm the one who has to talk and be entertaining. He just appears at the front end of the video, but Gerald was yelling, and I didn't even want to bring that up. He said, all I think about is crickets, man. That's what my whole life revolves around. Your life revolves around click-through rate. Your life revolves around retention. Well, here's a retention stat. If Gerald is in the video, everyone's retention is held. And that's true. What Gerald said is not true. I will say that we only have Gerald in the first 20 seconds of these videos, and that's just because he wouldn't sit still for a whole one of these videos, but also frogs have very sensitive skin, and so I rinse my hands and make sure they're clean, and I hold Gerald for about 20 seconds, and then I put him back. Just because he'd be fine if I held him for longer, but there's no reason to. He's fine. I want to take care of him. But he's right. The retention, Gerald, the first 10 seconds of every video, 100% retention. The second he leaves, drops down to 10, 15%. And yeah, that is humiliating for me. That sucks. That sucks that everybody on my channel just wants the frog and not me. Even though I'm the one doing all the heavy lifting. Okay, I said a couple minutes ago that I wasn't going to be mad, but now we have a rant inside of a rant here because I'm the one doing whatever. This is maybe something for a different video. No, it's not. No, it's not. Gerald doesn't do anything. Gerald is in the first 10 seconds of the clip. I hold him, he stares you down, and that is it. That is all he contributes. I do all of the writing, I do all of the thinking. I guess I am giving a rant that he said, so he wrote that part. But I'm writing this part in real time. This video is getting confusing already, but I feel like I don't get enough dang credit on this YouTube channel. All the comments, Gerald is so cute. Gerald is so adorable. I don't care that Gerald murdered a bunch of seabirds, which is what we talked about in the last video. I don't care that he did that because he's cute. If I shot a seabird, then the local county parks would come after me, and none of y'all would be here to defend me. What? Because I'm not a frog? Because I don't have the sex appeal that Gerald does? Let's get back to what this video is actually about. That wasn't very helpful. If Gerald is in the video, people watch. Name one other YouTuber you can say that is true for. Where if they just appear on the video, if they just exist, people are gonna watch. Mr. Beast. No one's watching Jimmy if it's just him in the video. No one's watching because it's him. They're watching because he's giving $1 million to the poorest person in America. That's why people watch Mr. Beast. People watch Drew Gooden because he's funny. And I will say this, Gerald kind of went on a bit of a tirade against Drew Gooden. He said, I don't even want to repeat it, but I told him, I was like, okay, that's not one of the people you should go after. You go after Drew Gooden, then your fans are going to turn on you because they like him more than you. And he was like, nobody likes anybody more than me. I don't know. I like Drew. I kind of like Drew more than Gerald. But that's also because Gerald takes all the credit for this YouTube channel. Your jokes suck. That's another thing Gerald said. He's like 99% of the jokes I hear on YouTube awful. Not even close to being not even close to triggering a laugh. Your jokes are only funny because you're on YouTube. I don't even know who Gerald's talking to specifically here, but he's just ranting. I don't even know what he watches. But he's like, your jokes are only funny because you're on YouTube. Go up on stage, you get laughed off stage. Say it to a person, and maybe you get a little snicker. Maybe. I bet most of the time you don't, though, because your jokes aren't that good. You're not a comedian. And that's fine. Not everyone's a comedian. I've noticed, too, it's tough to deliver a rant that somebody else gave because you have all of your own opinions that you would like to give as well. I think... This is just a totally different sidebar. Whatever. I think most people are pretty funny. I think generally, when I speak to people and I meet a lot of people, I don't know. I feel like musicians. I work in radio. I meet a lot of musicians. Musicians are some of the funniest people on the planet. They're funnier than a lot of the comedians, in my opinion. But anyway, I think Gerald is right. There's a lot of YouTube jokes that just aren't that funny. So let's go back to here. You guys aren't funny. The sight of Gerald often makes people laugh. Just the fact that there's a frog in the video and you're staring at this kind of thick frog, that makes people laugh. Gerald is inherently funny. What else was he talking about? I'm trying to remember here. It mostly had to do with that, the big portion of his rant was that you put so much effort into your YouTube videos and I put no effort into my YouTube videos. And people still click on me. How are you supposed to compete with that? How are you supposed to compete with the frog who puts in no effort and still finds success? You can't, and you should give up. That was the core of his message. He then went on to talk about how he is carrying this platform. He said the YouTube homepage has fallen off, man. I'm not finding any good content anymore. I'm the only when I show up on a random person's homepage, I am a breath of fresh air. because they just watch video essays and commentary videos and podcasts. Then they see this freaking frog on the screen. What is going on? I am a breath of fresh air. I am unlike anything else you see on your YouTube homepage. I am like '07 LeBron, which was a pretty good reference in my opinion. I talk a lot about LeBron to him, so I'm glad he used that as the reference. I'm like '07 LeBron, the way I just carry this channel because I'm surrounded. I wish I was surrounded by more animals on this platform. By the way, I wish there were more animals doing what I was doing. I wish there were more animals creating YouTube videos because at least we. Humans have gotten so stale and boring in their YouTube videos. They all just make the same videos these days. And again, I don't think that's true. I think I'm a big proponent that it's important to, at least for me, like the way I find new YouTubers these days is not by trusting on the YouTube algorithm. I feel like that's useless. Like the YouTube homepage, I'm not finding anything these days. But I do like more grassroots stuff. Like I talk to people. I ask people what their favorite YouTube channel is. I asked that in a community post like 2 weeks ago, and I found a bunch of really unique channels. There's a lot of people doing really unique stuff on this platform. It never shows up on my homepage, but that stuff is happening on this platform. So I kind of disagree with his rant then. But again, he's talking smack. You guys are all so formulaic. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I've kind of gotten to this point already in the video where I've confused myself. Gerald was yelling, "Your jokes suck. You will be forgotten by the history." Did I touch on that? No, yeah. Oh, yeah. You will be forgotten by the history books. It doesn't matter. Congrats on having 4 million subscribers. When you die, it won't matter. And you will be forgotten. All of us will be forgotten by time. There was no conclusion to that rant from Gerald. He just kind of said that, I think, as a reminder. I think that's a fine reminder. Yeah, how many, content creators and influencers that are, famous think they're, a big deal? Dog, best case scenario for fame is a Michael Jackson person where everyone knows who you are and people still listen to your music. But whatever. He also did bad stuff. But we're all gonna be forgotten eventually. So whatever. I think that's what he was trying to get at. I don't even know. Whatever. Okay. Is this it? I'm looking back. I wrote some of this stuff down. Oh yeah, he said you rely on clicks for views. You rely on views to eat. Sorry, he said you rely on views to eat. I rely on pay-in. Which is true. I feed him crickets. So you guys need money from your views and he just needs me. Okay. Whatever. Is that good enough? Is that fine? Whatever. This channel's stupid.